You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
GMO, chemtrails, deadly vaccines, all of it, fluoride hits all of us. Black, white, Hispanic, old, young, Asian, purple polka dotted. That's why they want us all fighting with each other over mindless race issues. Starbucks employees to now discuss race relations with customers. See, everything's now sensitivity training, brainwashing. That article's up on Infowars.com. That's what this is. It's just a full takeover to make us obsessed with fighting with each other and freaking out like mental patients while the mega banks rob the country. Joyce, I want to finish up in this segment on the whole Montel Williams vets thing, and I want to get your take on Russia in the next segment. But putting bookends on this, you know, it's not just him. It's all these other mainstream media people, but the mainstream media is dying. Don't they understand that their establishment lapdog behavior is the reason people are deserting them and the new media is rising?
I don't know if they understand that or not, but I know they know that their goal and their job is to tear down people like you and me. I mean, these are like assignments with them. A guy named Fomento, Mike Fomento, had the assignment to tear me down. And he would come on the air and do radio shows and say comments like, oh, her bra straps must just be too tight. I mean, those were the kinds of comments that he would make based on the fact that it was his job to tear me down in any way, shape, or form. They put out information that I'd never been in the military, wasn't a nurse. You know, the kinds of things that are ridiculous to do that anybody's going to see through if they check it out. But if they don't check it out, then they're going to go away with the idea that, oh, gee, she wasn't a nurse, she's just a phony. But yet, everything, nearly everything that I have said has turned out to be accurate. Absolutely almost everything. I mean, without a doubt, the information that I put out in 96 is accurate today. So it doesn't make any difference. I mean, I don't let those people bother me, but because they do it all the time, and they will attack us, and they will try to make us look bad. But when they came to the things that they said about you, I thought, no, I cannot let this stand. That is wrong. I mean, I may disagree with you on some things, but there are some things that we have to come together on and we have to support each other for. And that is that you're not the things that he says. You are not creating the events that they say you're creating. And in fact, it is other people that are at fault for not taking action and coming to the aid of the American people on these things, such as the veterans or such as whatever happens on a Second Amendment. They're not coming to the aid of us. And therefore, when people like you and me do, and everybody else on Genesis, then we're the bad guys. We are, quote unquote, with, you know, air quotes, bad guys. So, I mean, I don't have anything to lose now. And I would say to Montel Williams, everything I'm saying, I would say to his face right now, how dare you? How dare you go after somebody like Alex who is telling the truth about depleted uranium and about the veterans issues when you wouldn't even stand up and you wouldn't do it yourself. And now you want to find some other crazy issues that you're attacking him for? I mean, I do have to credit I think Jakari Jackson did a great job in doing a piece for you. I really liked looking at that one. And if they don't want to deal with the real issues, then it's going to become very apparent that attacking Alex or me is just something that they are paid to do. I've got to be paid to do because he has more things to do with his time than attack you and me. You know, he was with Payday Loans, you know, the money, what was it, Money Mutual Payday Loans. I would have never been involved with anything like that because,
yeah, there's nothing seedier than Payday Loans and all that stuff. I mean,
look who's out there doing it. It's the veterans. It's the poor vets who can't get their disability compensation for 9 months to 2 years after leaving the military.
That's right.
They can't, and they're going there. And I would not be a party to that.
All right, let's talk about geopolitics and what's at the bottom of the rabbit hole, Joyce. I asked that question earlier, but we got into Montel. The Russia situation, geopolitics, and where you think it all ends and where humanity's going. Joyce O'Reilly, straight ahead. I'm Alex Jones, Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.tv. If you're listening in Austin, get downtown and support Joe Biggs, Donald McRonald. And Joe, coming up in about 25 minutes, is there in front of the McDonald's compound on Red River Street by the convention center. So go out there and give him support, folks. We have seen some people going in with their cameras. What you do is you're not even so much covering Joe trying to get in. They refuse to let him into the free food compound to ask questions. You go in now, normally dressed with your iPhone, and then you ask the employees, do you know what's in that? And you upload that. And that's how you get around what they're doing. And then you send us the YouTube video of that. We post it. And if it's the best one at the end of the week, I'll pick it. You win $1,000, second place $500, third place $100. Captain Joyce Riley, founder of the Gulf War Vets Association, is our guest. And I really appreciate her coming on the show. We should all pray for her while she's battling cancer. She thinks she's doing a little bit better right now. Thank God. Shifting gears finally here in the minutes we have left with you. What is your take on Russia saying we were preparing tactical nuclear weapons in Ukraine? What is your take on ISIS, the Middle East, the whole world, financial collapse? I mean, those big issues. Where do you think the world's going, Joyce Riley?
Well, I think it's going to a financial collapse without a doubt. And I think that most of the people that we trust in the financial industry agree with that. There's something really wrong. Even Fox Business is now starting to talk about, is it going to go down now? Are we going to lose this? 2008, what happened? And 1927. They're starting to kind of look at the other side. And I think that's without a doubt what is going to happen. Now, ISIS, we know that's a created group of people. It doesn't look like a war. Whenever they show it on CNN, it looks like a phony cartoon war that's taking place. The United States, we know, is supporting and aiding and abetting ISIS and making them what they are. So all of this stuff is theater for the mind. All of this stuff is drama. All of this is wag the dog scenario. It's being created for the consumption of the people. So the more we talk about it and the more we express what we see is happening, the more power we're going to have. Let me talk in terms of what I think the answer is right now, because I only think there's one answer. And that we have. And if you have a better answer, please tell me, Alex, because I want to know, in the time that I might have left in my world or your world or anybody else's, what can we actually do? And I really believe that the work that the CSPOA has done, the Constitutional Sheriff's Group has done, has been more effective than anything else in garnering a number of sheriffs who have all come together under the direction of Sheriff Richard Mack and have made a huge difference, one sheriff at a time.
That's right.
Now, that might sound like, oh, that's going to take too long. Well, talking to every person in this country and getting them to understand the truth is going to take a long time. That's what's going to take a long time. Let's get the sheriffs on board. And I want to say to everybody out there, if you have a better answer, Alex included, tell me what it is. Otherwise, I am financially supporting the CSPOA. And check out the website at cspoa.org. Because look at this, Alex. We've got the best sheriff we could possibly have. He looks good, smells good, walks good, talks good. This guy is the real deal. He's never disappointed us. He and Sam Bushman that he works with have been phenomenal in what they have done. They are out there educating one sheriff at a time and supporting these sheriffs when they get in trouble with the federal government and backing them. And they're finding out it's the real deal.
And so it's counties and it's states, real people realizing their power, the people not being enemies of their elected sheriffs, getting good people elected and standing against this globalist takeover. It is so exciting. And, of course, we've sold his book and had him on many times promote that. And I think you're right. Local government getting involved, saying no to the globalist, that is the answer. But also getting our hearts right with God.
Well, yeah, and he definitely talks in terms of that. But I think that literally in the person of Sheriff Mack, not to put it into any one person, but that organization where they are above reproach. They have another sheriff working, another law enforcement person working with them who I just dearly love. And they are really the real deal. Okay, we've got the hard part. He's put together that organization, CSPOA. He goes around the country talking about it, supporting these sheriffs, bringing them into the fold. Now, they need money to do this. And to me, this is the best organization to support that I know of in this country at all right now.
Absolutely. And look at other sheriffs that are speaking up, like the sheriff in Milwaukee for the Second Amendment and things. That's the power of having good elected peace officers. And as that becomes popular and in fashion and sexy again, we can then influence the culture that right now the ADL and Southern Poverty Law Center have been running, the nastiest, meanest anti-American groups, brainwashing and giving law enforcement awards. I mean, give me a break. That's basically George Soros, folks. They want to play us off against each other. Well, Joyce Riley, thank you so much for coming on with us. Look forward to having you on again soon. I'm glad you're feeling better, and we really appreciate you.
Let me just add one thing. With Sheriff Clark that's on TV right now, he's a CSPOA member. That just shows you it works. So support CSPOA. Sure. Thank you so much, Alex. I appreciate the time.
You bet. Absolutely. Thank you, Joyce. Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. Sheriff Clark up there in Milwaukee taking action. That is so exciting. And she's right. It's reaching out to people in government and corporations, you name it, and saying, hey, do you want to be good and not have GMO in your beer or in your butter? And they go, you know what? You're right. We'll do that. You've spoken. We'll do it. The butter might go up a cent in price. Or, hey, you don't want me to trample your rights and you're worried about where the country's going? You know what? Support me and I can do that. There's 1,000